The following is from a cooperative project for acquiring skills essential to learning.
Skill, noun, ability or proficiency. Essential, adjective. Fundamental, basic. Learning, noun. Acquiring knowledge or skill. Skills essential to learning. That's it. That's exactly what Thinkabout's about.
What's it about? It's about Thinkabout. Oh.
I know what you're thinking. If this is a film about skills essential to learning, what's with the piano? Well, it'll add a little class, and it'll come in handy later on. You'll see. Anyway, back to learning skills. It's true that many of us think of them as the famous 3 R's. Of course, 2 of the R's aren't R's at all. Writing is more like a W, and arithmetic is an A. But R, W, and A doesn't have the same ring to it. Sounds more like a railroad. And what about study and reference skills? Where do they fit in? Maybe we should do a little rethinking. If you think about it, you could put most learning skills into one of 2 categories, either communication skills or computation skills.
Mississippi River.
So what if we accept the notion of the 2 C's, communication and computation, in place of the 3 R's? Everything seems to fit, it all seems logical, but are we leaving anything out? Is a mastery of communication and computation skills enough?
St. Lawrence.
Are there skills that might lie beyond the 2 C's?
South Carolina.
Beyond the 3 R's?
Unquestionably. Unquestionably, yes.
Jerry McCracken has been teaching 5th and 6th grade for more than 12 years.
Well, there are all kinds of tools, textbooks, and even aids to help me teach what are considered the basics. I can do that most of the time without too much trouble. And let's say I have some really sharp kids who do a good job in learning all that my district thinks that a 5th or 6th grade student should know. Does that mean that those students are properly educated? Does that even mean that those students have the ability to take those skills and apply them to new and different situations? Maybe yes and maybe no.
Before we do the whole map, let's just work on the...
What I can tell you is this, in respect of the learner.
And we'll get this down,
The total
and then
is
gradually
more than the
we'll go to
sum of
other
the parts.
continents.
What's that mean? Well, I've already told you that I can teach the skills, and my students can learn them.
Right?
But even if they learn them well, there's still one more thing that's essential,
Divide by 4.
and that's the ability to take those skills and put them to work. What I'm talking about is the ability to recall these skills in combination to solve real problems, both inside and outside the classroom. I've heard a lot of impressive names given to this ability, but I just like to call it reasoning or thinking.
Is this music? The potential is there, but no. This is a series of sounds. Music could be described as a series of sounds, pitches, or tones. However, there's obviously something more to it than that. The whole is more than the sum of the parts. We could think of each of these keys on this piano as a learning skill. Each one by itself essential. Yet there is one thing still needed to make it all come together. What's needed is the ability, the skill, to put all the other skills to work, the ability to think and reason. These scenes are from a series produced by the Agency for Instructional Television in association with a consortium of educational agencies throughout the United States and Canada. It's designed to help 5th and 6th graders acquire skills essential to learning, including those most basic of all skills, thinking and reasoning. Appropriately, the series is titled Thinkabout. This particular program is from a group of programs concerned with problem solving. Kathy is going to enter an ice skating competition. Her problem is to decide which of several possible approaches she should try for her freestyle program.
I'm a strong skater, no problem there. I know my basic figures, I've got the technique. But I really don't know much about freestyle competition. I'm gonna need a lot of information. And to get that information, I guess I'll have to do a lot of research. That'll be my plan then, my strategy. I'll do a lot of research first, then see what I come up with.
Ordinarily, we would not consider ice skating to be a classroom activity. Yet it's easy to see that the girl in this story is using learning skills. She must think about the problem, consider options, and make choices. There are many ways to go in trying to solve any problem, and she has to think about alternatives and possible outcomes.
What do you hope to find in these old newspapers?
Well, I had this idea. See here? Here's a news clipping from last year. They hold the same competition every year. That means they've had winners before. Maybe some of the same judges, coaches, reporters, or even fans who know what's expected from the skaters, who remember the best routines, who know some of the history. I know I want to do the 6 jumps I'm best at. Now that I know the rink is marked off here about 30.5 meters and at 21 meters from both ends, I can plot my moves on the scale drawing. Then, when I'm on the ice, I can estimate my position from the red and blue markings on the wall. I know I want to start with my axle, because that's my best jump. So I'll come to here and then move in front of the judge's stand and go to here to do my layback spin. But first I have to try it with my music and see if it works.
We've talked about the real world and the ability to solve real problems. By now you might be asking yourself, how real is a situation that involves ice skating? It's true that only a handful of 5th and 6th graders would ever face something like an ice skating competition, but that's not what we mean by real problem solving.
All
Let me
right,
explain.
page 96 and page 97. Any questions? All right, get to work. Maria, página 96. ¿Me entiendes?
Right now, these youngsters are working on math problems. Later on today, they may work on English or social studies. In this way, they hone their skills in certain areas. Teachers can observe and monitor progress in the mastery of the skills. But rarely are problems as simple as dividing 156 by 16 or as clean-cut as underlining the subject and verb in a sentence. Many problems we encounter in life require the use of several skills in combination.
Hey, that's a good donkey. You lost, little puppy. Where would lost dogs be? Announcements, automotive, business.
In this program, the main character is trying to find the owner of a lost puppy.
Merchandise, pets. Pets! That's gotta be it.
Notice the combination of language arts and mathematics skills called into play.
Pups. These are all dogs for sale. Maybe they'll be in the lost and found. Question is, where is the lost and found? Announcements. Maybe it's under announcements. 30 to 51. That's on his page. Ah, Lost and found. Dachshund, nope. Siberian Husky, nope. German Shepherd.
No, I haven't seen him around here. Oh, whoa, wait a minute, Rita. Come to think of it, I did see a dog that looked like Machado. Let's see, I think he was on the corner of 6th and Pine.
6th and Pine?
Yeah, that's where it was.
Radio 750, may I help you?
Hey, could I get a message on your station about the dog I found?
Sure can.
I found him at 9th and Pine at about 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock, okay.
Wait, actually it was a little later, like 3 or 7.
3's close enough. Collar?
Nope.
Tags?
Nope, no identification.
Is he big or little?
Hold on.
Thinkabout presents the skill of reasoning in relation to other learning skills. Programs connect skills learned in school with skills needed in life.
25 centimeters tall, and
The object is to help students realize that what they're learning in school is not only needed for the future, but is useful to them right now. This excerpt is from a program that deals with the importance of recognizing patterns. The main character, Richie, has observed that a neighbor has broken a pattern he has followed for nearly 2 years.
Mr. Harper?
Note the use of math as a related skill.
Hey, wait. Something's wrong. Almost every day he's come out at the same time to go to the library. Like, say, 5 days a week and 52 weeks in a year. That's 260 times in a year. That means in 2 years he's come out over 500 times at the same time. But now, for some reason, the pattern's broken. Why? Why?
Well, maybe he just decided to do things differently today, Richie.
But, Dad, why would he break a pattern he's repeated over 500 times?
What do you think?
Over 500 times. Maybe we should see if he's all right.
I'll call the building manager.
Oh, the master key won't work.
Mr. Harper!
We tried calling. What makes you think he's in there?
Well, almost every day for the past 2 years he's come out at 3:30 to go to the library. Today he never came out.
Well, maybe today he went to the library early.
I phoned the library. They said he never showed up today. That's another pattern broken.
Well, all right. Why don't you give me a hand with the door? He's still alive. Let's move him to the bed.
Don't move him. Just loosen his tie and cover him with a blanket. I'll call the paramedics.
An important aspect of the development of Thinkabout has been the evaluation of the series. Programs have been evaluated in classrooms at various stages in development. All of this was done for one reason: to give the classroom teacher an instructional tool that could help 5th and 6th graders link up skills essential to learning in the classroom with the world outside the classroom.
All right, may I have your attention? So what we're going to do now is watch a television program. And in the program, there are a couple of children who see something, and they don't know what it is, and they want to find out what it is. So while you're watching it, I want you to look at what they're doing, watch them, and think about how you would find out what it is.
All the information, all the clues, are presented to the viewers at the same time. They're discovered by the characters in the program itself. Each viewer can think along and perhaps even arrive at an answer or develop a strategy before the youngsters in the film. Let's join these 11 and 12-year-olds now and watch a portion of Thinkabout.
Quiet, listen. Hey, look! Holy cow! A flying saucer! I don't believe it! Look at that thing! It's gotta be a spaceship!
This particular program is from a group of programs concerned with collecting information. The two boys in the story believe they saw a UFO. Of course, nobody believes them.
Oh, boys, it was just the moon or something.
In order to prove their case, they set about gathering and organizing information.
There were clouds, and the moon was almost full. Oh, yeah, there was that weird dog bark. It sounded kind of... The thing itself is a clue. How should we describe it? Well, it was bright. It was shaped kind of like a diamond. I'll write to you about everything I find out.
I'll do the same.
Let's keep in touch. We'll prove we saw it.
Sure we will.
Yes?
Hi, my name's Marty Mullen, and I was wondering, you didn't happen to see a flying saucer last Friday, did you?
No, I'm afraid I haven't seen a flying saucer for a couple of weeks. Excuse me, I've got a roast in the oven.
Maybe I should think of a better way to ask. I need some up-to-date information about UFOs.
Well, did you check our card catalog? There are lots of books listed there.
Yes, sir, but all the new books are checked out, and the ones I skimmed are pretty old.
Well, there's one other source we might check. This is Gale's Encyclopedia of Associations. It lists all sorts of organizations by their interest. Yes. I know there are lots of groups interested in UFOs.
Really?
No, I didn't see anything. But Roper was barking real crazy. Funny thing is, he's been acting a little weird ever since.
Unfortunately, the Elwood sighting seems to have been the result of a hoax. The photograph appears to have been nothing more than that of a garbage can lid. The last thing we need in ufology is a bunch of junk.
The explanation of the Mexico City sighting is that the Trillo laboratories had projected a hologram in the form of a cube upon the face of a cloud. The fact that certain animals experienced strange sensations has been traced to the high-pitched sound of the energy supply used for the projecting of holograms by lasers.
And get this, he said these hologram things make animals act funny, too. Wow! You get it? Yeah, like the dog.
The scenes we've been watching were from a program dealing with collecting information. However, Mary McCauley, a classroom teacher for over 15 years, has chosen to pursue related skills from the program, vocabulary and reference skills.
How many of you remember seeing or hearing that word in the film? When and where did they use that word, Barry?
In the convention, the scientist convention.
Okay, were there a whole bunch of
As
people
we said,
meeting
the
together?
combination
What were
of
they
individual Thinkabout programs and the series as a whole is a tool. Like any other tool, there are many possible ways to use it. Much will depend, therefore, on teachers and how they choose to fit Thinkabout to the specific needs and interests of their classes.
All right, ufology was a new word in the program. There was another new word in there. Does anyone know what that other word might be? It's a new word. What was it, Jesus?
Holothumbs?
Hollow something, not quite. Hollow what?
Gram.
Say it again.
Gram.
Put the whole word together.
Hologram.
A hologram, very good. Hologram. All right, we used the term ufology. I explained that that is a new term. Hologram is also something new. It's only been around for a short time, and I'm going to ask two people to look up the word hologram and find out what it is. I'm going to give Don this dictionary. And I'm going to give Shelley this dictionary. I've got two different dictionaries for a reason. All right, look up hologram, both of you, quickly as you can. See if you can find it. Find out what it is. Have you found hologram, Shelley?
Yeah.
Don? Don, have you found hologram yet?
No.
No? Why not?
It's not in here.
You sure?
Yeah.
Why do you suppose it's not in there? Why do you suppose I gave you that dictionary? Don, why do you suppose it's not in yours, but it's in Shelley's?
Because this is an old dictionary and hers is new.
Okay. What year was it published? Can you find out quickly? And Shelley, you look yours up, too. What year was it published?
1961.
Okay, Don's was published in 1961. And Shelley?
1974.
Hers was published in 1974. Shelley's dictionary is 13 years newer than Don's, which means since then, they have now come up with holograms. But we still don't know what a hologram is. These words have a certain amount of relationship to hologram. First of all, does anyone know what we call words like fireman, popcorn? What are they, Don?
Compound words.
They're compound words, which means they are made two little words put together to make one larger word. Well, hologram is similar to a compound word. So I'm going to ask Lisa to look up Graham, and I think Hado, I'll ask you to look up hollow. Pass that back.
Another major goal of the series, of course, is to help students link up skills needed in the classroom with skills needed outside the classroom. Here's how that could work. The classroom teacher is Vivian Santabinez.
We have a slight problem at our school. There's a busy street that borders the south side of the school, and the children, rather than using the crosswalks at either corner, have been jaywalking across. And the staff has dealt with the problem. They've talked to the children, but it doesn't seem to have done any good. But this year, a group of my 6th graders decided there should be a crosswalk there in the first place. What if I could get you an appointment with the principal, or better yet, the school board? What would you say to them?
Well, we need a crossword.
Well, why?
I don't know. We just do.
Okay. Rosalind, what would you say to the board?
Well, to put a crosswalk so kids won't get hurt when they cross the street.
Well, why don't they use the crosswalks that are there now?
Well, because it's too far to walk.
Well, why is it too far to walk?
It just is.
So far, what we have is that you think there should be a crosswalk there, but I think that the board is going to need more than just that. They're going to need more than someone just saying, well, it would be easier, or it'd be nice, or because are just crossing there anyway. They're going to need some facts. So let's think about the program that we saw. How can we apply that information to the situation that we have here? How did those 2 boys collect information to substantiate that they did see a UFO or something strange in the sky?
They went around and they interviewed people if they saw a bright object or heard strange noises.
Great. Okay, what we're going to have you do, Rosalind, is I'm going to have you take some notes, and I'd like you to write down interview as one method that you can use to get information. What's another method that you can use to get some information?
Well, the one boy went over to the library and he was collecting information from books on UFOs.
Good. Okay, library is another one, Rosalind. You can write that down too. What are some other methods that you can use to collect information, or that they use to collect information?
They got the clues. They just got the clues from what they saw, like from seeing a bright object in the sky, watching it turn slowly, diamond shape.
Good. That's called what?
Observating.
Right. Observation, direct observation. Okay, that's something else you can use. Okay, let's apply that to the situation that we have here with the crosswalk. So, Rosalind, could you read back the first one?
Okay, there's interview, survey.
Shouldn't interview and survey be the same thing? Because they're both like asking questions, aren't they?
That's right. Okay, then we'll just make the first one asking questions.
Okay.
I was pretty impressed with the way that the kids went about things, and you could see that it was pretty systematic. They got a lot of ideas from the TV shows and the things that the kids did on the TV. But after they got into it, they did a lot of things on their own.
We can go research on the books and look at the traffic laws, and I think there's a traffic law and the crosswalks have to be so many.
Oh, they did quite a number of things. They went to the public library and researched traffic laws and statistics. They interviewed people. They interviewed a police officer and the crossing guard. And all the information that they gathered used skills that would have been taught here in the school.
First, I measured from crosswalk to crosswalk. It is 185 meters.
Okay, why do you need a diagram in the first place?
Well, to show that all the kids get out at this gate here, and it is 92.5 meters to the nearest crosswalk. And there's a street right here where a lot of the kids live. So that's why we need the crosswalk going right across there.
A lot of people think that education is painful, but it doesn't have to be, and it isn't. It can be really enjoyable and a lot of fun. And the children will learn when they see that it's relevant.
Well, first we counted the cars to see how many cars passed by the school, and then we counted how many students went by and crossed the street when they wanted to get home. And then we made this chart. We found out that most of the kids cross the street when rush hour is just going to begin, so there'll probably be there will be a lot of cars.
It's a lot like a musical instrument. If a child doesn't want to practice, there's no amount of talking to them that will make them practice because they don't see any relevance in it. But if a child sees that it's important and sees that it's worthwhile, then they'll practice, and there won't be any need to pressure them into it.
There's probably one last point that needs to be made about learning skills. They're just the same as any other skill. in that the more youngsters practice, the better they'll get. Practice with any skill breeds familiarity and confidence and a desire to learn more. As an experience, Thinkabout is designed to help children acquire and encourage them to practice, reference, and study skills, skills in language arts, skills in computation and measurement, as well as the skill that underlies and orchestrates them all, the ability to think, the ability to reason.
Thinkabout is supported by state and provincial agencies working through the Agency for Instructional Television. Together, serving education.